Here's a little song I learned about 50 years ago. A group called Mason Prophet. As I rode into Tombstone, on my horse his name was Mac, I saw what I'll relate to you going on behind my back. It seems the folks were up in arms, a man now had to die for believing things that didn't fit the law they'd set aside. The man's name was I'm a Freak, the best that I could see. He was an executioner, a hangman just like me. Well, I guess that he'd seen loopholes from working with his roll. He'd hung the wrong man many times, now he turned to hope. He talked to all the people from his scaffold in the square. He told them of the things he found, but they didn't seem to care. He said their laws were obsolete, a change they should demand. But the people only walked away, didn't understand. The marshal's name was Uncle Sam. He said he'd right this wrong. He'd make that hangman shut his mouth if it took him all day long. He finally arrested Freak, and then he sent for me to hang a fellow hangman from fellow hangman's tree. It didn't take them long to try him in their courts of law. He was guilty then of thinking a crime much worse than all. They sentenced him to die so his seed of thought can't spread and infect the little children, for that's what the law had read. Then the hanging day came around, and he walked up to the noose. I pulled the lever, but before he fell, I cut him loose. And they called it all conspiracy, and then we had to die. So to close our mouths and kill our minds, they hung us side by side. And now we're two hangmen hanging from a tree. Well, that don't bother me at all. Two hangmen hanging from a tree. Well, that don't bother me at all. Two hangmen hanging from a tree. That don't bother